it's so special. And if there's one thing I've learned in 2025, it's that.
Picture this. Miami, March 2025. Under the stadium lights of Hard Rock Stadium, a 19-year-old girl from the Philippines, ranked number 140 in the world, is standing across the net from the reigning world number 2, Eala'S, a 5-time Grand Slam champion, the most dominant player of her generation. Nobody gave her a chance. Not the bookmakers, not the commentators, not even the fans watching from home. 2 sets later, the impossible happened. 6-2, 7-5, the crowd erupted. Swiatek stared at the ground in disbelief. And a nation of 110 million Filipinos, a country that had never produced a single WTA Tour winner, collectively lost their minds. Her name is Alexandra Eala, and this is her story. Alexandra Menego Eala was born on May 23, 2005, in Quezon City, Philippines. But to understand how she became a tennis prodigy, you first have to understand the family she was born into. Her mother, Rosemary Riza Menego Eala, wasn't just any mom. She was a former national swimmer, a bronze medalist in the 100-meter backstroke at the 1985 Southeast Asian Games, and later became the chief financial officer of Globe Telecom, one of the biggest corporations in the Philippines. Her father, Michael Eala, was a business executive. Her uncle, Nali Eala, once ran the Philippine Basketball Association. Another uncle, Rhett Eala, is a celebrated fashion designer, and her older brother, Miko, would go on to play collegiate tennis at Penn State University. In other words, Alex was born into greatness. But greatness alone doesn't hand you a trophy. At just 4 years old, Alex picked up her first tennis racket. It was almost as tall as she was. Her very first coach, her grandfather, Roberto Menego. On the shell-covered courts of the Valle Verde Country Club in Pasig City, a legend was quietly being built, one forehand at a time. Nobody knew it yet, but this tiny girl swinging with 2 hands was about to change Philippine sports forever. By the age of 8, Alex Eala had already signed her first endorsement deal with Globe Telecom. Yes, you heard that right. 8 years old, a professional endorser. At age 8, she also flew to Palm Beach Gardens, Florida, and won the under-8 division of the Little MO International Tennis Grand Slam Championship, her first international title. She wouldn't stop there at IN 2015. She captured the under-11 title at the Dub Bowl in Croatia. In 2017, she was named Doubles Player of the Year by Tennis Europe. And in 2018, she made history at Les Petits as in France, one of the most prestigious junior tennis tournaments on earth, becoming the very first wild card champion in the tournament's history. That same year, everything changed. A 13-year-old Alex packed her bags, said goodbye to her family, and flew halfway across the world to Manacor, Spain. Her destination? The Rafa Nadal Academy. Yes, that Rafa Nadal. The 22-time Grand Slam champion. The king of clay. Alex would train there for the next 5 years. She lived, ate, breathed, and slept tennis. Her classmates? Some of the best young players in the world, including a certain Polish girl named Iga Swiatek. Remember that name. It matters later. Between 2018 and 2022, Alex Eala did something no Filipino tennis player had ever done before. In 2020, at just 15 years old, she won her first junior Grand Slam, the doubles title at the Australian Open, alongside Priska Nugroho of Indonesia. She reached the semifinals of the French Open Juniors. She climbed to world junior number 2, the highest ranking by any Filipino since Felix Barrientos in 1985. In 2021, she claimed her second junior Grand Slam doubles title, this time at Roland Garros, the French Open, with Oksana Selikhmetova. She swept both singles and doubles at the Trofeo Bonfiglio in Milan, but the crown jewel came in 2022. At the U.S. Open Junior Championships, Alex Eala tore through the draw without dropping a single set. In the final, she defeated the third-seeded Czech player Lucy Havlikova, 6-2, 6-4. The score at match point flashed across the Flushing Meadows screens. She dropped her racket. She stared into the sky. And in that moment, Alexandra Eala became the first Filipino in history, man or woman, to ever win a junior Grand Slam singles title. A nation wept with joy. But Alex, she wasn't done. She was just getting started. Turning pro is easy. Surviving as a pro is brutal. Alex Eala had turned professional back in March 2020, at just 14 years old. But the years between 2022 and 2024 were a grind, one that most people never saw. She traveled the world playing in the ITF circuit, small, unglamorous tournaments in Tunisia, Thailand, India, Croissy-Beaubourg in France, Vitoria-Gasteiz in Spain. Hotel rooms, long flights, sleeping on planes, playing in front of a few hundred people at best in 2024. She failed to qualify for the main draw at all 4 Grand Slams, the Australian Open, the French Open, Wimbledon, and the U.S. Open, for rejections in a single year. For most players, that would break them, but Alex kept grinding. She racked up ITF titles, 5 of them by the end of 2024, including her biggest, the W100 Open Arba and Femenino in Spain. She was building, silently, patiently, and then came 2025, and with it came Miami. March 2025, the Miami Open, a WTA 1000 event, one of the biggest tournaments in women's tennis outside of the Grand Slams. Alex Eala, ranked number 140 in the world, was handed a wild card entry. It was supposed to be a nice experience, a learning opportunity, get some matches in, go home. Nobody, and I mean nobody, predicted what happened next. Round of 64 asterisk, she defeated Yelena Ostapenko, a former French Open champion. Straight sets. Round of 32 asterisk, she faced Madison Keys, the reigning 2025 Australian Open champion. Straight sets. Eala wins. The tennis world started paying attention. Round of 16 asterisk, she was set to face Paula Badosa, but Badosa withdrew. Walkover. Quarterfinals asterisk, and then it happened. Standing across the net was Iga Swiatek, world number 2, 5-time Grand Slam champion. Her former classmate at the Rafa Nadal Academy. The commentators warned everyone, enjoy Eala's run while it lasts. This is where it ends. It didn't end. Alex Eala came out swinging, fearless, left-handed forehands, hammering the corners. That two-handed backhand, cutting through the Miami humidity like a knife. 6-2 in the first set. The second set went to 5-all, then 6-5. Then Swiatek serve. She made her French Open debut, her Wimbledon debut, her U.S. Open debut, where she defeated Clara Tauson in the first round, becoming the first Filipino ever to win a match in a Grand Slam main draw in the Open era. She reached her first WTA 250 final at Eastbourne, the first Filipina ever in a WTA Tour final. She won the WTA 125 Guadalajara Open, her first WTA-level title. By the end of 2025, Alex Eala was ranked number 50 in the world, the highest-ranked Filipino tennis player of all time. But even that wasn't the peak. The summer of 2026, Wimbledon, the most prestigious tennis tournament on earth. Alex Eala walked onto the grass courts of the All-England Club, not as a wild card this time, but as the number 29 seed, the first Filipina in history to be seeded at Grand Slam. She wore a hair tie designed like a sampaguita, the national flower of the Philippines, a gift from Nike, a small floral symbol of a nation carried into battle. She won her first round, her second, and in the third round, guess who was waiting? Iga Swiatek, again, the defending Wimbledon champion. This time, on center court, Alex's favorite court in the world, she did it again. She defeated Iga Swiatek at Wimbledon. She advanced to the fourth round, becoming the first Filipino in history, man or woman, to reach the fourth round of Grand Slam singles tournament in the Open era. Though she eventually fell to Jasmine Paolini, the damage was done. On July 13, 2026, Alexander Eala achieved a career-high WTA ranking of world number 28, the highest ever by a Filipino. That same day, she was welcomed home to Malacanang Palace and awarded a presidential citation. Forbes Asia named her one of their 30 under 30. Milo made her a brand ambassador. Vogue put her on the cover. She had become, as commentators put it, the Manny Pacquiao of Philippine tennis. So what makes Alex Eala different? Ask her and she'll tell you. Anything is possible. Dream big. She trained under Rafael Nadal himself. She was coached by Tony Nadal, the man who built the King of Clay. She learned discipline, adaptability, mental toughness. She once said, quoting Billie Jean King, "Pressure is a privilege, and I'm learning how to handle it in my own way." Her favorite comfort food? Calderita, a Filipino beef stew. She prefers matcha to coffee. She speaks English, Spanish, and Filipino. She idolized Maria Sharapova growing up, but what truly separates her is what she carries onto every court. She doesn't just play for herself. She plays for a country that had never dared to dream of tennis glory. She plays for every Filipino kid who ever picked up a racket in a public park. She plays for maids in Hong Kong, watching her matches on their phones, for the seafarers on ships around the world, for the OFWs in Dubai, in London, in New York. When Alex Eala walks onto that court, 110 million Filipinos walk with her. From a 4-year-old holding a racket taller than herself, to the first Filipino to conquer Wimbledon's 4th round. From a wild card nobody believed in to the world number 28. From Quezon City to Manacor to Miami to Center Court, the story of Alex Eala is still being written. But one thing is already certain. She didn't just make history.